Well, first of all, shoes have to be comfortable. And that means a lot of different things for a lot of different people. And everybody's feet are so different. So there's not like a one size fits all answer to that. So there are certainly variations, but I do have some general rules on what kind of things I look at in a shoe. And generally I keep a shoe list on my website so people can refer to it, which is really helpful. But that's not super comprehensive. It doesn't give you every shoe that's out there. So on that sheet, it even shows you how to look at a shoe. And so I'm gonna grab my own shoe here. Okay, this is one of my favorite pairs of shoes, and New Balance does not promote me. But when I look at a good pair of shoes, I don't care if it's a running shoe, a cross trainer, a walking shoe. I do not like flip-flops generally, but I like a shoe that either ties or has some sort of thing that goes over the top of the foot, so it helps keep the shoe on. And then I like a heel on every shoe. So if you look at the heel, if you push in a shoe, it should be nice and firm. And if you squeeze it, it should be nice and firm. And if you even give it a little squish test this way, it shouldn't collapse underneath your hands. So some shoes, actually a lot of shoes, will just flatten down. That's not going to give you a lot of heel support, especially when your heel hits the ground on your first step. Now from there, what I like is a nice arch. Now everybody likes a different degree of arch, and we all have different size arches. But when you put your shoe on and you sense your foot in that shoe, I want you to be able to sense your arch in that shoe. And then third, I would like you to sense your big toe in that shoe when you're standing on it. Last thing is I like a shoe that bends right here, just like it has to when you're walking. So you have to be able to roll through that big toe. The only difference, or the only exception to that rule, is if your big toe doesn't bend. So that actually should be more rigid since it doesn't bend that way. And so then you might want more of a shoe that allows more of a rocker bottom so you can roll through that foot. So those are the things that I look for in a shoe. Well, first of all, it doesn't have anything keeping the heel of the shoe on your foot. So people will start to crunch their toes just to keep the foot on, or the shoe on. And so that changes how you're walking through both your toes. So you're not going to roll through your toes as nicely, but also it's going to change how you use that arch. So that can make drastic changes to how you actually walk. Well, I remember being in grad school and loving my heels, and I remember specifically one professor looking at me and going, "You're not going to like those for long." And he was right. So I get that women's shoes need to be cute and gorgeous. I get that. It just doesn't fit well with body mechanics. So not that I don't have some heels, I do. And even ballet flats aren't really great because there's not much support to those. So I always say, if there's a special occasion, fine. If you can find a great pair of shoes that at least feel comfortable, even if they have a high heel, I get it. But I wouldn't want you to live in those all the time. When it comes to work, people still want to have their cute shoes. So I would go to a good shoe store, and you might need to make some compromises, especially if you really need good shoe wear. You know what? If you don't have anything going on with your body, and especially if you don't have anything going on with your feet or your knees, and you're feeling fine with the shoes that you've got, great. But we really do need good shoe wear if you've got some of those issues.